As you can see, his frames aren't random, and so there's a lot of information that you derive from that as well. He also has this wonderful, infectious love for the process and love for film, and so I just threw myself into it and tried to be infected by his spirit and go for it.
And you did, thank you. Mr. Skarsgård, your character has a lot of momentum. Can you, as he speaks here, can you speak a bit about your approach to it? This is a really interesting character.
Yeah, I was dying to find a light comedy or something to do. But this came along and it was perfect timing. I try to avoid an arc. I try to avoid, not nuance, but I didn't want, the approach was slightly different to how I normally work, where it was important that it wasn't, his actions aren't it's not PTSD, it's not something that happened in the war that caused this, or I saw it almost as, he's like an arrow that cut, no pun intended, but cuts through the story, and he exists in a vacuum in a way, and it was quite intimidating and scary in the beginning because it was so different the way I try to avoid that kind of the traditional arc that I'm after, so it was scary, but we had a lot of fun, Jeremy and I, in kind of finding that and discovering who Vernon Sloan was.
And your character, Riley, we begin and end with her. She symbolizes so much. Can you talk a little bit again about your approach to the character?
Well, luckily, between the book and Macon and Jeremy, there was sort of a really strong idea about who she was. I think the difficult part would have been trying to find empathy for her, maybe. It was that was challenging. Playing a mother is difficult, and playing a mother going through loss is difficult, and then on top of that, trying to figure out what type of person would kill their child is difficult. So it was more about figuring out who she was inside, and Jeremy and I talked about that a lot, and because at the end of the day you have to love them, which can be difficult sometimes, but I think it was mostly Jeremy and Macon and I coming up with.
I felt empathy for her.
So did I.
Yeah. And you then, sir, could you speak a little bit about your approach? Maybe you got your mic. Thanks.
My approach is just keep it up with Jeffrey. I just to keep it short. Jeremy and I, we talked about this idea of just holding the light with Marion, because the circumstances will take us into the darkness, and let's just keep it kind of a counterbalance, and just stay present, be a normal human being, listen.
Yes. And to you, sir, played such a powerful role in the story. Can you talk about how you perceived your character and approached it?
Thanks. To approach it, Macon, thanks to the writing, there was no acting required. My approach to it was, I had to take a step back from it, especially after reading the script. I read the book and then I got the script and I read through it, and there was a lot of things that kind of hit home, I guess, with like the political views, like in Native and non-Native communities. So those were very present for me, and but I didn't want to. I was afraid of making the mistake of making Cheon not what he was up there, but like there could have been a lot of wrong avenues to go down. So I wanted to give him some vulnerability and to have that connection with Sloan. So it's about what's not being said, and it's about the spaces in between. And basically for me, I'm just happy to be sharing space with these folks over here and these folks. And I'm an actor who just runs on instinct, really.
Bless your instincts.